Greetings, I'm Chevalier, and I bid you welcome to the intro situation and guide of Qara Qoyunlu. This is gonna be part 2, the expansion guide. So let's just delve into it and start talking. Your main targets of attack should be these guys in the early game and these guys. I mean these guys because you can actually resurrect Persia from them, then start feeding Persian cores. As we talked about in the initial situation, to form Persia, and we already tested, you need to not be a nobad anymore, and that is not that useful basically, because you have to reform the government. It's going to be quite troublesome, and Persia must not exist as well, so it's not that great. It's going to be quite troublesome. So most important is for you to form the Mughal Empire. Now, second expansion is in this side here, into Qoyunlu, Dulkadir and Karaman. The reason we're doing this is quite simple. We don't want these guys to grow big. And by these guys I mean the Ottomans. So weakening the Ottomans and stopping them from not taking their cores, which are quite a lot, is your primary target. Although this will also upset the Mamelukes. At the same time, you're already squashed in between them. As you can see right now, I started a series and I'm rivaled by the Mamelukes, the Ottomans, and not the Timurids, but Timurids won my land, so it's pretty much the same stuff all over again. So yeah, pretty much standard stuff. So, primary targets of attack will be the small guys here. Just take their lands, declare another war, take their lands, and release Karaman as a vassal. So take full Karaman and release him as a vassal. Remember that you can raise. So yeah, you can raise provinces, so it's recommended that you actually raise everything here so you can get more points. Again, pretty much standard stuff here with the hordes. So take, raise these guys up and feed all of the lands here and have a vassal into this side. That is going to weaken the Ottomans to some degree. You might later on you could probably attack the Ottomans as well. You also can feed Trebizond to these guys as well here later on. As for the vassal on this side here, it's mainly useful. You attack this guy, you release Persia, then you attack Persia and vassalize Persia, so you can attack the Timurids and take the Persian cores. It depends of if you want to raise Persia. Honestly, you might do it, you might not want to do it. The Timurids will pose a problem, and you're probably gonna have to attack them in the late game, basically. So not the late game, but the mid game when you're powerful enough to attack them. Probably once you have 35,000 troops, I would say, and help from Uzbek, and the Uzbeks must be alive. Like, they must be alive and kicking, not getting destroyed by the Oryats or the Timurids earlier on. So an alliance with them is nice. You can actually rival Persia, and you can rival the Timurids and you get an alliance with the Uzbeks as well. So these are your main avenues of attack early on. A vassal in Persia here and a vassal in Karma, sorry. Now, later on, after you have taken this annexation into Georgia, Shirvan, Chirkassia, Guzusia, whatever the fuck is there, Kasi Kudamun, like I can't pronounce this. First and foremost, an attack against Georgia because you can rival them. So taking Georgia out of the situation here. So you'll attack Georgia, take this province here, and basically just humiliate them. Take the warrior operations, take the cash, then attack whatever the fuck the name is, Kastimonukuk, and have these guys and front core these provinces here and here, then attack the Golden Horde with the help of Crimea that you actually allied. So you can attack the Golden Horde and basically reduce the vassal of Astrakhan. At the same time, take Saratov for yourself, so that you'll have CB against Kazan, so you can actually feed lands from Kazan to the Golden Horde. So this is mainly done simply because you want to block the expansion of Muscovy into this side, so that Muscovy will not be able to expand. At the same time, you're gonna gain a decent amount of land here and vassals, and you're gonna be allowed to move into this side here. Right, so you can move into the Nogai, then Uzbeks later on after the Timurids are kind of done. And they're on the last legs, not the last legs, but they lost a war, they have rebels, so they're going to be troublesome. Then you can move into Uzbek, then Oryas, then Mongols, then all the way up to here until you hit Ming. Then in Ming, depends on what you want to do. My recommendation with Ming here is to basically keep it, because you have a decent amount of high development, so these lands could become your main provinces, basically. I would call them like your main provinces that give you cash. At the same time, as you can see here, these lands are mostly farmlands, so you can actually expand them even more. So the China region is the best zone for you to build tall, basically, to build a really tall nation, and the China region is the best region for that. Now, expanding into this guys like this is gonna take a long while, so you should keep it in mind as a tertiary objective. It's not gonna be your primary objective. So moving into this guy's Alliance Crimea, Golden Horde, and this is gonna be your third wave of attacks, and the fourth wave of attack is gonna be into Hasta, Najd, Yemen. My recommendation is to have Najd as a vassal, and simply move on and on and on. You can also choose somebody else depending on their own ideas. The reason I'm choosing Karaman is because they have the core creation cost minus 20%. Same goes for this guys here. They all have minus 20% core creation cost except Qara, because they are Horde, Qara Qoyunlu because they are Horde, so they don't have that modifiers there. So Najd, Oman, Yemen, pretty much standard expansion into this side with the goal in mind that is the same as this one here, to move into this side here and slowly expand into the sides, piece by piece. Again, this will also be a tertiary war goal, not a secondary or tertiary war goal and a conquest goal, simply because you want to expand into these sides to get more territories, and at the same time to get the gold here into these regions here, to get a gold there. If you look at the trade goods, you have the gold here, which is going to be really important, as well the gold here and the gold here, which is really going to help you boost your economy. But again, by the time you're going to have a decent amount of high economy, and also allow you to control the Cape of Good Hope, and if not the Cape of Good Hope, the Zanzibar trade node here, which is going to give you a decent amount of cash you collect here. Quite a decent amount of cash for this on myself, and you can push the trade from Malacca here as well as from India again until the Europeans get here. With the Europeans in mind, I recommend just blocking them off here. I just block all of this here and these islands as well, basically, so they won't be able to expand into this side. If you block all the way the lands all the way to this here, to the Cocos Islands, you're gonna be able to block the expansion of the Europeans for the next 250 years, I think. So probably in the 1700s they're going to be able to move really heavily into this region, because they're going to have the extra coring range. Extra coring range or clear range, depending on how you want to call it. It's pretty much the same stuff. Now, secondary targets of attack: Muscovy, Mamelukes. That's pretty much it. And the priority targets: Ottomans and the Timurids. Now, let's go into this step by step and on a 10-year basis. Basically, I'm gonna go on a 10-year basis, then later on a 20-30-year basis, depending on the situation. So first and foremost, Qoyunlu, Tulkadir, Karaman, and then release Karaman and feed these lands here. Then also attack Ramazan and feed Ramazan to Karaman as well. Attack Trebizond and feed Trebizond as well. This is all for this side. Then you have to wait for the Ottoman weakness to attack. Then you can actually take more lands from the Ottomans and feed them to Karaman. And this is gonna progress on and on and on. But this is done in the first 10 years, perhaps in the first 6 to 7 years, you should have this done. Now for this side, Tarabastan should be attacked, and you should force them to release Persia, then attack Persia and release Persia. This should be done as when it's needed and as soon as possible, because you'll want to feed the Persian course here. This is a tertiary, not tertiary, but this can be done at the same time. You can bypass them if you want to, and you can form, as I said before, Persia, although you need to reform a government, and it's going to be a little bit more problematic on that side. So first target is this, second target is this, third target is this, into Karekti, followed by this, and then the Golden Horde. so you can actually release Astrakhan. Now once you have done this, hold it for a little bit until you can actually they can actually core some stuff. You have to reduce for exhaustion as well. Then attack Hassa, fully take Hassa, then attack Najd. You can also to some degree keep Najd, then attack Shamshar, keep Hassa as your vassal. Although remember that you have a Hassan core, so if you release Hassa, you're gonna give them grain as well, which is not recommended. So you can either attack Hassa or attack Shamshar and vassalize Shamshar. At the same time, you can attack, let's say Shamshar, then take the lands from Shamshar, attack Najd, then release Najd and feed Shamshar to him. Again, whoever you choose, it's up to you. Most of them can be taken and released as a vassal. So, except Hejaz, I think. No, even Hejaz can be taken and released as a vassal. Though you won't be able to... No, you still have the claims from her. So you can actually do it on Hejaz as well. It's up to you. Remember that you can take this also. God damn it, trigger modifiers. The conquest of the Holy See this year, which is decently important, I would say so myself, and Jerusalem for the Mamluks as well, which is again quite important. Expansion into these guys can be done really quickly. They basically have, all of them have just one fort, even if it's a level 1 or level 3. So you just have to keep the troops there, then carpet siege and kill their armies. Quite the easy expansion. Followed by this, you can expand into this side. Although you cannot see them at this point in time, you'll probably be able to discover them in time, so you can actually expand into Adal and whatever the fuck is left there, Warsangali, Marhan, and easily move here with the CB from the hordes. At the same time, we're gonna be able to loot not that many provinces here, but a decent amount of them, and you're gonna be able to gain the development from there. You can also, if you have maximum development, you can try to boost these regions here, which is not that recommended, but it's doable. So you can actually boost the regions here. It's up to you if you want to pull it off or not. Again, up to you if you want to pull it or not. Now, so first 10 years should be this and this. The next 5 years should be this. The next 5 years should be the Golden Horde. Then the next 5 to 15 years should be focused on taking control of this region here. Then, depending on the situation, you can attack the Ottomans, or either the Golden, or if you attack the Ottomans or the Mamelukes, depending on if they're at war with somebody. Usually the Mamelukes will be free because they're gonna be able to might be attacked by Venice though for Cyprus, and you can give them access. Some of this stuff can be done as well. Or you can prepare a beachhead for Venice as well. Again, this depends on your own skill as a player. For this side here, once you see that you cannot attack the Ottomans or the Mamelukes, just go into the Golden Horde even more than Kazan and Nogai. So you can stop the expansion of Muscovy. You should probably break the lines with Crimea soon after you have killed the Golden Horde, so you can attack Crimea as well and get the border with this. Basically the border with Muscovy, Crimea, Muscovy, Lithuania, basically. Get a border here, then attack Muscovy. Usually it's doable if you get an alliance with Poland as well, against the Ottomans. If they rival them, as you can see right now, they haven't rivaled them. Once the Teutonics are dead, it's possible for them to rival the Ottomans. Other than this, we have stepped, I guess, into the 1590s, basically, well, close to the 1500s. By now the Timurids should be in a hole and weakened, and that is your cue to attack the Timurids. At the same time, depending on the situation, the Ottomans might be in trouble or not. I cannot say for sure. The Mamelukes are gonna be strong because they're not gonna be pressured by anybody, so they might as well expand this side. Although if they attack Tunis and Tunis is like the Ottomans might defend them, and that's gonna create an opportunity for you to attack the Mamelukes as well. But yeah, this is quite problematic, and you have to wait for the right opportunity to attack either the Ottomans or the Mamelukes, or just grow ridiculously big and attack them. I'll say that you need about 40,000 troops to fight both of them, at the minimum. 40,000 troops. Perhaps 35,000 troops if you have full cav, but remember, full cav is really costly. although it's recommended, and I will probably do it myself. It's again troublesome, and it's gonna cost you a huge amount of cash to pull it off. But remember, you do not pay for reinforcements, so again, it's a double-edged sword basically. So advancements in the Timurids, piece by piece. My recommendation is to build a tunnel all the way to India, so that the Indians will not be able to basically regroup. And by regroup I mean just turn into a huge, basically blob of let's say about 6 big countries, usually in the territories of here, 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 and here. So it's going to be Vijayanagar, usually, or Brahmanis, Bengal, Jampur, Delhi to some degree, and Gujarat or Mewar, depending on their luck. And they're gonna basically build a huge amount of troops, and if you attack, let's say attack Delhi, they're gonna be like Bengal, and they're gonna have to fight 15,000 troops. That is again quite troublesome. This is all doable because they have a huge amount of development in these regions here, and that is quite annoying. So attacking India should be done quite fast, simply because you want to weaken them. So taking basically a tunnel to the Timurids all the way to India is recommended. Now, the fights against the Timurids are gonna take a while. In the meantime, expansion into these guys and these guys whenever possible. So expansion like this and like this whenever you can, so you can actually get the points and the cash and the trade and the whatever you can actually steal from those lands for your own. Other than this, just keep on going. By the time you actually finish off the Ottomans, the Timurids and the Mamelukes, you should easily step into the mid-game, past the 1500s. Although, again, you can pull the tunnel through the Ottomans as well, and pull up a tunnel up the way to Hungary, attack Serbia, Wallachia, Bosnia, and feed them to the Karaman as well. This is basically advanced tactics for expansion as a horde, because you have the free CB there. But we're not going to into expansion tactics and heavy tactics, because, well, if you're watching this, you're a new player or a medium level player, and those tactics are really gonna stretch your empire thin, and it's gonna be hard for you to keep on going. It's doable for me with my 15,000 hours in year 4, but with you, 15,000 hours? Do I have 15,000 hours? No, I don't have 15,000 hours, man. That would be stupid. 1,500, not 1,500. I have 15,000 hours, but if I do the math, yeah, I think I do. No, that's impossible, mate. You need to have like how much? 24, 100. No, it's fine, man. You about 100 days, 300. Yeah, close to that. In a CK2 U4 Hearts of Iron, pretty much I have that time spent there. Although not in Hearts. Oh, stop rambling. Sorry. But yeah, this was the situation and guide of Qara and Qoyunlu. This was part 2 of the expansion guide. If you enjoyed this, consider commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate feedback, so anything you want to post in the comments is appreciated. With this, I bid you farewell, and remember, mind your overextension and aggressive expansion as a horde, because they're really gonna take you down if they form coalitions against you. I'm Chevalier, and I'll see you next time, guys.